Hi, my name is Zach, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do a little bit more of a unique situation. I like to order fresh bread from the bakery every week, and whenever I order the bread, you have to then go pick it up, and they do not have like an online system. I just manually call it in, and then I go and pick it up. So what I've done is I have created a task in TickTick that says one, to order the bread. And then whenever I order the bread and I check it, I have a workflow automation that is going to look for that completed task, and then it's going to create a new task for me to actually go pick up the bread automatically without me having to manually create it or even remember to create it. So that way, I don't forget to go pick up the bread that I ordered, and the bakery could be, out of a loaf of bread, or at worst case, or like in my situation, I wouldn't have the bread at all. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because it shows kind of the personal side of what you can do with workflow automation, that it's not just a business tool. It is something that can actually help you in just your everyday life. And the other reason is that this can actually be used for business. So even though I'm using this workflow to go pick up bread, you can also use this for like tracking, client follow-ups. You could have one that says, hey, have a meeting with Acme Co, for example, and then when you check that box, it creates a new task for you to follow up with them, maybe a week later, maybe the next day, however you want to set that up. Or it could even be used for tracking like different milestones. So you could have like, oh, we're starting or complete the design phase, and then whenever you check that box of like a project, like you're completing the design phase of a project, you check it. Then you could have a new task automatically created where it says, okay, now we're going to start the actual development phase. So there's a lot of different things that you can use this for. You feel free to modify it as you need, and feel free to get a little creative with it. But again, in today's scenario, we're going to be ordering bread and creating a task to pick up that bread the next day. So without further of ado, let's go ahead, and I have a Zapier. This is the one that I have created to do this. And so how this works is that we start off with step one, which is a TickTick app with the new completed task event. Then I have my account selected down here. And I have it configured, and actually if I go over here, I'll show you what it looks like when you're actually editing the Zap. All the settings are going to stay the same, but we're going to exit out of read-only mode, if you will. And so I have it going here to my test list, tag for errands, and then it's not really going to search for a priority. And actually, I am going to change this one to my personal list instead. All right, but the tag is going to stay the same. So what this says is, hey, check for any completed task from my personal list with the tag errand. Right, and we're just going to skip testing that for now. All right, and then I have a filter step here, number 2. And this is going to check if the task name is order bread. So this is one, just limiting it so that it only gets initially triggered. If it has the tag errands, which my task will. And then this one is going to filter it a little further and just see if that tagged errand task has the name order bread. And then what it's going to do is that it's going to automatically create a new task, and this is just for a bakery. This isn't actually the bakery I normally go to, but this is a bakery kind of close to me. And so this is like their address, and I have it set up so that it actually goes to a Google Maps link, so I'll be able to click it. And then I also have the hashtag errands here, so that it adds the tag. Now, TickTick doesn't have built in a spot for me just to put the tag itself, so that's why I add the little hashtag here, because this will get sent over as plain text, and then TickTick will see that and automatically convert it to a tag. And then I have the start date for tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. and the due date for tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. So I know to go pick it up at that time. And the priority is medium, but let me go ahead and change that to a high priority because I do not want to forget to pick up my bread. And all right, we'll just skip that test there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to publish this. We'll just call it, I'll be a little lazy with the version name. I'll just call it V5, which I believe, yeah. So V5 is V5. A little redundant, but we're just doing that as like a test here. And so now what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here. And I have my order bread task. It does not have the errands tag yet though. So let me go ahead and add a tag, errands. All right, and I have that. And now we're just going to say, I ordered the bread. Now, if we go back over here and we take a look at the Zap, you'll notice that this is not an instant trigger. This is what's called a polling trigger. So it's checking about every 5 minutes for a new completed errand from the personal list. So this probably isn't going to run right away. It's going to take a little bit of time. And the thing is that this doesn't mean like, since I completed this task, that is going to take a full 5 minutes. It can, but what will actually happen is that it's like 5 minutes from the last time that they actually check for updates. So if, like, let's say they checked it 4 minutes ago and I just hit the check box to complete it, then I only have to wait a minute. But yeah, so this is going to take just a little bit of time, and so we're just going to wait for that to come through, and then in about less than 5 minutes from now, we should have a new task here. All right, and now as we can see here, I had to hit the refresh button, but that task has now successfully, or the Zap has successfully run. And if we go over here and take a look at our personal list here, I'm gonna have to refresh it. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna have to refresh it because where is my task? Let me double check here. Oh, I sent it to the inbox list. That's why I'm not able to see it here. So slight mistake on my part. I can go in and fix that, but let's go ahead and just jump to the inbox list right now. And you'll see here that we have that pickup bread task. So it has errands set to be picked up tomorrow at this bakery with this phone number. And you'll see that it does also include that hashtag errands here. You could just ignore that. But we did not have this. It would not add the tag here as well. It just does not also remove it. And of course, if we wanted to, we can fix this. Just show you how to do that real quick. We can go over here, change it from the test list that I have here, our inbox, and we'll change this to personal. So that way in the future, it will just go ahead and, I'll actually type more version name, changed list for pickup task to personal. There we go. So now in the future, it'll go ahead and add it to the personal list instead. But yeah, that is how you can set this up. And again, this is just one example. You could definitely use this for more than just picking up bread. You can use this, like I said, in many business situations as well, or even like personal development. If you have like specific goals that you wanted to like do, so you could say like, oh, whenever I reach this goal, create this. It could even be like a reward system. Like, hey, I completed this. Now this weekend I can go, maybe get a donut or something like that. Like, make it yours. You can customize it. You don't even have to use TickTick. That's just the app that I personally use for kind of managing my normal to-do list. But feel free, if you use Todoist or another app, definitely could do that. You can even use this with like Jira if you wanted to. That's more of an engineering example, but it's definitely very customizable. So with that said, I would like to thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. If you have any feedback for me, this is like doing these videos, all kind of new. Go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Maybe I know the lighting is kind of weird right now. I'll improve that in the future, but let me know if there's other automations that you're looking for that you'd like for me to cover. Drop that in the comment box as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day.
If you want to see me do almost the same thing, but instead of using TickTick, using Todoist, and in Make instead of Zapier, go ahead and check out the video that I made on that. Is going to be either somewhere around here or in the description down below.